Oh, hello out there. We're back. We're on the air. Welcome to another episode, another edition, another day of the Daily Bitcoin Journey. It's good to see everybody. This show is focused on actionable and logical discussion for Bitcoiners and for future Bitcoiners out there. What do we want here today? Let's keep going for the start 9. I see a couple people over on Zapstream. We got some people in the chat here. I highlighted Jason's comment for today. We're going to start doing this again for those who might be new to the show. Every morning before the show, I'd say between that's 9:05 Eastern, 9:05 to 9:15, or whenever you're here. Stop by, leave a comment, say good morning, leave a quote, leave some advice, leave a diary entry if you want to. But put it in the comments, and the best comment will be awarded with 88 sats to coincide with the channel. So Jason is the lucky winner today. He didn't have anything crazy, but I feel like Jason deserves it. Jason's been here. He's one of the OG members of the 88 sats channel and Living in the Future. So Jason gets it today. Jason, if you would like to post your Lightning address in the chat, I'll send you some sats here on the go. And if anybody else wants to contribute, send a few sats over to Jason just to, I don't know, good karma. Kind of like paying for coffee in the drive-thru for the person behind you. Send some sats. But either way, he'll be getting 88 sats from me to start the day today. It's a good start to the Tuesday. And we got some zaps coming in the Zap stream as well. We got Daniel over there. We got Noah. Noah's awake. Good to see you. Oh, we got some zats. Some zats. Oh, words are hard. I'm back after a long weekend here. It wasn't really a long weekend. Well, I mean, it was, but when you do your own thing, you don't really get long weekends. But I was sick yesterday. I had a very runny nose. I think it's because I was trapped in a room with Arnie. So we're going to blame Arnie for that. He might show up today. He's hiding out there. I heard him walking around. But we're blaming it on Arnie. The allergies were a little bit too much for me yesterday. I just didn't want to come on here for an hour and be blowing my nose and sniffling. And so I'm a little bit better today. I'm going to try to get through the show. It might be a shorter one today, but we're here. That's the main thing. So we got Daniel zapped 1,000 for the 1,000 sat club. We got Bodie zapped 1,000. And we got Noah zapped 1,000. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Noah. Noah knows how much I love Tuesdays. So thank you for that. And do we have Jason's in here yet? No, we don't. We'll wait for that. And if not, I'll get him later. Okay, we got BTC Backpacker. This was another good comment today, but I figured that the BTC Backpacker had enough sat. Wow. Okay, let's take a little breather here, Jor. Okay. I feel like BTC Backpacker had enough sats in the last couple days. Let's see what I'm talking about here. Let's see what I mean. The richest guy in the chat, BTC Backpacker. This is a post from yesterday. It says, Jor, while I'm not mowing sats for lawns today, but I'm doing Satoshi's work, spreading the good word of Bitcoin, proof of work at its finest. I think it's important for people to understand that not only is conviction for Bitcoin, but us getting out and spreading the Bitcoin gospel. I did this with my kids, obviously no photos for privacy, did the work, then had lunch in the park after. So we're going to look at a couple of these photos, the signs. Look at that. Outside the Dollar Tree, outside Snappy Hot Wash. right beside a fire hydrant. Railroad Park, got inflation, save in Bitcoin. How good are those signs though? Like those are perfect right now. I feel like that's, instead of getting like a billboard or paying for a commercial, just throw some signs up in your community. Everybody who walks by this, everybody's feeling inflation right now. And everybody has a phone and everybody can see where this leads. And where this leads is actually a very informative website. Walmart, neighborhood, and at the park. Beautiful. But the best part here, so these signs are all from Bitcoin Rocks. They're, I don't know, he, she, a group of them must have been very early in Bitcoin, because they basically, and I actually would encourage everybody who's watching the show today, check out BTC. I think it's, let me just make sure I'm giving you some proper info here. That's not it. Maybe I'll just scan the QR code. That might be my best bet. See where it leads me. Oh, Bitcoin Rocks. Bitcoin.rocks. I encourage everybody to go there today. And you can see, they'll send you some stickers. They'll send you, if you're in the US, I believe they'll send you some signs, all for free. You don't have to pay for these. They'll send it to your house. You can go out in the wild and put these signs and stickers up. And the best part, look at this. I don't know if you can see that right there. 210,000 sats. So not only did Bitcoin.rocks send the signs, send the stickers, but they also zapped 210,000 sats to our lucky friend here, BTC Backpacker. So I wanted to start the show with that. For one, because we should all be very envious of BTC Backpacker, and to give him a very big pat on the back for that work. That's awesome. That's exactly what we need. But also to Bitcoin Rocks for all the work that they're doing in Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they have been in Bitcoin for a very long time. They must have significant excess of Bitcoin kicking around to be able to push something like this forward. So shout out to BTC Backpacker. That is pretty cool to see. I was pumped to see that yesterday. So that's why I figured that he didn't need the sats this morning. We got Timber Crasher as well in here, a Bitcoin journeyman. We got Parker. Morning, Parker. Bodie Zappinghood, another journeyman. We got Letha. Letha, good morning. I saw your post this morning. Letha is in the middle of, I don't know if she's in the middle of it, but she's definitely in it. Hurricane Helene. And by the looks of her nostr account this morning, they haven't had power for 5 days. So if you have some time today, make sure you say a quick prayer for everybody in the Carolinas. I think it's Carolina and Georgia. And Letha too. Letha's out of power right now. So it sounds like she's doing okay, though. It sounds like she was prepared for it. But still, lots of devastation there in that area. So big shout out to Letha. Hopefully the situation improves significantly soon. Diego, caught you for a live. Good morning. Good to see you. Joey, I think this is the same Joey. Joey, thanks for the comment yesterday. I was going to message you back this morning, but appreciate that. It's a couple Joeys now. We didn't have any Joeys for a couple years, and now we got too many Joeys. No, not too many. Is there such thing? Too many Joeys? Okay, we got Market Anarchy, one of our Bitcoin journeymen as well. Good morning. Saw this question bouncing around on Twitter the other day. Thought I would ask it here. How many people in the world fully understand the implications Bitcoin will have in the coming decades? Well, I mean, I don't have an answer to that, so I'll start with that. I do know that it's a very low amount, and all you have to do, I mean, I said at the start of the show, this show focuses on logic. That's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is just logic. It's common sense. It's rational thought. And so just think to yourself, think about how many people in your life that you know that not only have Bitcoin, but have an understanding of why they're holding Bitcoin. And if the price doubled or tripled tomorrow, would they still have that Bitcoin? Do they have enough conviction and understanding of what they're holding to make sure that they get through that? How many people in your life? Myself, personally, in my own life, maybe less than a handful. I don't even, that's a stretch. So just spread that out over a larger sample size. I would say it's definitely like 0.001% max, but it's growing. There's people who are figuring out what's going on, why Bitcoin fixes that. And as we're going to talk about today, a couple things that are going to come out throughout the show today. But number one is conviction is important, because it's October now, by the way. Welcome to October. We're going to see some movement here in the next couple months. And if you're somebody who got into like 50, 55, 60, and all of a sudden that doubles or triples, and you don't really understand Bitcoin, you don't understand what's going on here, and you sell it. So that's number one. We're going to watch a video here on somebody who did that. And the second part there is that whatever amount you can afford, and I'll just save it. Whatever amount you can afford, though, you should be getting any amount of Bitcoin, whether that's $50, $100, $150. And I'm assuming most people who are watching the show are already there and beyond. But at the same time, it's important to spread that message with your friends, with your family, that they don't need a whole lot. They don't need to go out and cash in their pension. They don't need to sell their house to buy Bitcoin. They just need to get a little bit of Bitcoin. That's all that they're going to need. And it's very important that they get that. Diego says, been watching your videos for a while now. Your YouTube is going to grow and be big. I can feel it. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think so too. I think it's not just me, definitely not just me, but I think that anybody who's attached to Bitcoin in any way, and even holding $150 worth of Bitcoin, you're going to be excited about what's coming here in the next year. But beyond that, like if you got a business, and my whole perception around businesses has changed significantly in the last, I got a meeting in half an hour. Oops. Oh, so it's going to be a short show today. Okay. Where was it going with that? I don't know. Mine went blank there. That caught me by surprise. Guess I should check the old calendar before I start the show. Oh, just the wave of adoption that's coming here. And that wave is going to rise every single boat that's attached to Bitcoin. And whether that's a Bitcoin company, whether that's a Bitcoin YouTube channel, whether that's a fund involved with Bitcoin, anything. But what I was saying there is my whole perspective around business and profits and capitalism has changed completely since learning about Bitcoin. Because in the past, like an example of this is an example of kind of my own personal story here. But in the past, and kind of when we started our golf company, King Golf, our goal was to get out there as fast as we can, grow it as fast as we can, and hopefully in 5, 6, 7, 10 years, sell it to somebody, sell it to like a Nike or a Reebok or whoever, Travis Matthews, sell the brand. But it's changed. It's that whole thing has completely changed for me. And I see it now because we're actually creating really good products. We're selling it for a premium. That's our profit. We're, as Jack Mallers calls it, you're adding more than you're taking. And when you have a net positive there, when that net amount is positive, you can put those profits into Bitcoin. And if you operate in a way where your revenues are higher than your expenses, and you're not taking on a whole bunch of debt, you're not leveraging your business, you're just putting your profits into Bitcoin, that changes everything. becomes much more of a longer term vision for it all. And I feel like that's just a microcosm of everything, including individual wise. Like if you got $100 instead of going out to, hey, hi Arnie, where'd he come from? You can just see his ears. There he is. Arnie had a wild weekend. Every time he gets to hang out with some of his friends, he just sleeps for like the next 3 days because he exerts all of his energy there. He was up till like 3:30 in the morning and had no signs of slowing down. Just wanted to be involved with everything. Retro Beaver, good morning. Store and stack properly. You can't lose. Truth. Shell Shock. Took advantage of the low fees this weekend and consolidated all of my UTXOs along with upgrading my security. Everything is falling into place. That's beautiful. Jason says, appreciate the shout out, Jor. Please send the sats to whichever cause you are heading up. All right, I'll move into Arnie's wallet today. That's the cause we're going with today. All right, what do we got here? We got, who's that? NPub 1UFCK. Good morning. Zap 21 sats. We got Plunger in there. We zapped 1,000 sats, and Cold Deck zapped 1,000 sats. Thank you, everybody. That's a heck of a start to the show today. And someone, NPub1 says, I follow Bitcoin.rocks. They're a Bitcoin advocacy group. They get a lot of donations. I follow them on nostr. Okay, so there you go. I thought it was just a guy with a lot of Bitcoin, but that makes more sense. So they're a Bitcoin advocacy group. They got a lot of donations. So good to see that they're putting them to good use. They're sending out stickers, signs, and encouraging people to get out in their communities and put those things up. Spread the good word. Rick, good morning, my man. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. And thanks for the reminder. Let's see how many people we got. 32 people in here right now. And we got, what do we got? 11. Wow. That's poor. That is poor at best. We can do better than that. Okay, let's get to some Mempool action here, and then we'll watch some videos, and then I'm going to have to go. We're going to have to cut things short today. But that's okay. It's life. See you later, Arnie. Oh, sticking around? You can stay. You can hang out. Uh, 863646 is the latest block that has come through. Via BTC hit 3 in a row. So the bell is ringing at Via BTC headquarters this morning. 7 sats per VByte. Fees are going up. Good to see. Good to see. Hopefully you spent some of the last 3 months where we had incredibly low fees, maybe 2 months, and consolidated some Bitcoin here as Shell Shock did. But we're falling behind again, 28 blocks behind now, about halfway through this difficulty adjustment. So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Hash price is low, lots of competition. Their miners aren't making a whole lot right now. Fees are low, and not a great time to be a miner. So a lot of them are powering down right now. Holy. Okay, we doubled our likes there in about 2 minutes. So big shout out to Rick for that. We went from 11 to 24 in about a minute. Oh, it's Bitcoin Buddha. Gotcha. It's not showing up on my end. We got Teets over there as well. Teets, the best name on Zap.stream. All right, let's give away some Bitcoin now. How about that? How about it? Posted a video yesterday. This is how stupid the internet is. Posted a video yesterday or the other day from a clip from last week's show, talking about how Coinbase is running some funny games behind the scenes, and very publicly, they got a letter from Larry Fink at BlackRock. And so I just said, like, get your Bitcoin off of Coinbase, delete the account, never think about Coinbase again. Here are some alternatives. I said Bitcoin Well, I said Bull Bitcoin, I said ShakePay. I showed a good resource for anybody in the world looking for a Bitcoin only exchange. But there was like 5 or 6 comments. This is like an infomercial for Bitcoin Well. Yeah, I mentioned them. They're a sponsor of the show. I like their exchange. I'm putting out content for free for you to watch. And you're fucking complaining about it? The nerve of some people. Anyways, not worth our time. So let's give away some Bitcoin. This is courtesy of Bitcoin Well. We're going to toss the coin into the wishing well, get your phones out, get your lightning wallets out, and let's proceed. Let's have a big one today. 500 sats. We got to talk to Bitcoin Well. Maybe we're blacklisted with 500 sats. They rigged the algorithm against us. Just kidding. We love Bitcoin Well. We love Bitcoin Well, and we're not afraid to talk about it. Sorry, I took that off there because it had been claimed. So once again, big shout out to Bitcoin Well. There has been lots of people from this community signing up, so it's great to see. Signing up, not a whole lot of people who have actually bought some Bitcoin on there, though. That's the difference. It's easy to sign up, but you actually have to buy or sell, I think, $100 worth of Bitcoin to get the free tosses into the wishing well. So go to bitcoinwell.com/Jor, delete your Coinbase, delete your Binance. And I said Kraken last time, and somebody's like, why'd you mention Kraken? So you can leave Kraken if you want, whatever. But get yourself a Bitcoin Well account. If you're in Canada or the US, bitcoinwell.com/Jor. Get yourself some free Bitcoin and start using, arguably, in my opinion, the best exchange in North America. So if that sounded like an infomercial for Bitcoin Well, that's because it was, because they gave us free Bitcoin to give away to the community here every day. So there you have it. What else can we look at today? I got a runny nose and itchy eyes. It's all you really could ask for when you're going live in the morning. I found this video today, and I wanted to point out a couple things here. What's that guy's name on Twitter? I found a really good account, and I think I forgot to follow him. But it's not so much about Bitcoin. He is a Bitcoiner, but he also talks about us. Here it is. His name's Seed Oil Disrespecter, and that's his handle too, at Seed Oil DSRSPCTR. He's got 88,000 followers or 89,000 followers. So he's a Bitcoiner. He talks about seed oils. He talks about health. And I would suggest, if you're still on Twitter, give him a follow over there, Seed Oil Disrespecter. But I found this video today on his channel, and I wanted to share it with you because I think that it is important. Not only we can't just be looking after our finances. We have to take care of our body so we can be around to see the benefits of our smart decisions back in 2024. But it's I think it's an important message to share here, so I want to share it this morning. So this is from the Mindset Machine, where I found it from the Seed Oil Disrespecter. All right, here we go.
I think the most interesting finding of the last decade in all of science. When you contract your muscles, they literally secrete these proteins into your bloodstream that make you resilient to stress and can protect you from depression. The scientists call them hope molecules. This idea that your muscles are manufacturing antidepressant molecules, and the only way to get them into your bloodstream is you have to contract your muscles. It's like a pharmacy in your muscles, and anything you do that contracts them, walking, hiking, running, dancing, weightlifting, like swimming, anything, you are going to be dumping hope molecules into your bloodstream. And they also help people recover from trauma. That's like a miracle, because of course it's wonderful when medications work for you, but for so many people, medications don't do the full job in terms of helping with mental health. And the idea that your muscles could provide you with the equivalent of something like an antidepressant medication, I think it's phenomenal. I think the most interesting finding of the last decade in all of science.
Very interesting. I mean, I'd never heard somebody talk about it in that way in terms of contracting your muscles. I knew that exercise is a big part of, staying mentally healthy. And it's a big part of what we're going through here. And hopefully in the last couple of years, you've been working out, you've been contracting your muscles, you've been spreading hope molecules throughout your body. So it's an easy way. It's a very easy and inexpensive way to improve your mood, improve your days, improve your mental health. I think that having that sort of clarity in your life, it helps you make better decisions. It helps you perform better at whatever you're adding value to in the world. So you got hope molecules from workouts, and we're going to call Bitcoin hope, the units of hope. You're putting those into your Bitcoin wallet. Those two, combination of those two things, you're going to be sitting pretty well. So that was, I wanted to share that. I think that most people are aware of it. I've never heard it discussed in that way in terms of contracting the muscles. So something to think about. If you've been kind of slacking, don't wait for New Year's. Bitcoiners aren't New Year's kind of people. We're more do it today for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years consistently. There's no 20-day diets here or New Year's resolutions. It's a lot more long-term focus. Right? Right. Who else we got here? I see some new faces in the chat, kind of. Letha's got Starlink. There you go. That's a good promotion for Starlink. I think I'm going to look into Starlink here soon. I think you're kind of crazy not to at this point, because shit does happen. And I'm guessing, I can't speak for Letha, but I'm guessing that she never would have expected a hurricane in that area. And I've seen some theories on the hurricane in Georgia and the Carolinas. I've seen some theories. I won't discuss them because I don't know if there's any accuracy to them or not, but I think that there was a lot of people there in that area who never would have expected to be flooded out based on the geographical location of it. So Starlink, pretty solid. I mean, it never hurts to have a couple backups, and Starlink, I think, is going to be the one that would survive through pretty much anything. Juju. Good morning. Juju. That's a great name. 333. Cold Deck in both chats. Good to see you, my friend. Parker says, Fountain has been giving away way more sats lately for me. Yeah, they had a special over the weekend, I think, where they had double the earnings. I'm with you. For like the last month or so, I've been getting like 10 or 20 sats max per day. But over the weekend, the last couple of days, it's been like 120, I think. So very, very few. Yeah, I mean, going back to the discussion we had, it has to be very, very few. Django, good morning. One of our Bitcoin journeymen, AD, as well in here. Charlie says, if you could choose between Passport and Cold Card, what would you do? I like Passport because it's cheaper and open source. Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't matter. And my answer doesn't matter either. I have both. I just got the Passport a couple weeks ago, so I will attest to the fact that the majority of my Bitcoin that I used to have before Arnie ate the private keys to, but it was all on the Cold Card. And I'll probably keep it that way just because of the setup. But in terms of like a comparison head to head, I don't think that they're much different. I really don't. As you mentioned here, the Passport is a little bit cheaper. It's open source. I'm not too worried personally about the open source aspect of it. I have full trust in NVK just because of his values and beliefs and his proof of work within the Bitcoin community. So I don't expect the Cold Card's going to have any funny business there. But at the same time, it is always nicer when you don't have to trust that. You can verify it for yourself. So that is the difference. I think there's a couple more. The passport I find is easier to use, easier to have in your hand and set up. The other part there too is the package that it comes in. And it's not like it's a fancy package, but it just all comes together. You don't have to worry about choosing this and forgetting to buy that and then having to reorder it. You just press buy and it all comes together for you, everything that you need. So I'm going to be doing a show here in the next couple weeks. I was going to do it this week, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. But I'm just going to do a few honest reviews of things like that, like the passport, like the cold card. Just do a very simple pros and cons, nothing, no fancy words or anything like that. No real technical analysis on it, just pros and cons list. Very simple, very easy to understand and digest. And then you can make your own opinion on it. But I'm going to do passport, cold card, some exchanges. I forget what else I had in mind there. But that's the plan. So I guess on that note, if there is anything that you want me to, I'm just going to call the episode like honest reviews of Bitcoin products. So if there's anything that you want me to add to that list, just leave a comment either now or in the show afterwards if you're watching it. By the way, if you're watching the show or listening to the show after, the fountain boosts have been low. So if you're somebody who listens to this later on Fountain, get off your wallet, baby. The Zap stream's owning you. They're here every day and they're zapping. You're listening on Fountain and you're not boosting. Tough look. Adam, good morning. Max, hello there. Max Minion, good to see you. Charlie says, bro, it's October and we are crashing. Are we crashing though? I don't know. You're never really crashing. Are you? If you're looking at hour to hour, day to day, even week to week, there might be a crash, but we think in cycles, not weeks or even months. Plus, we're 12 hours into the month. It's not like the clock strikes midnight in October and all of a sudden the price just goes up. That's not really how this works. That's the average of October, not the first 12 hours of October. Max says, wondering if anyone here did a check SS wallet seed signer or did check seed signer. Better than any hardware wallet on the market, in my opinion. I've never used it. I cannot comment on that with honest conscience. There we go. But it seems good. I think the one analogy that I have heard throughout the Bitcoin community is like the seed signer. It's an option. And I think it was Odell who compared it to 3D printed guns. It's like if it's there, it's an option. So if you can't go to the store and buy a gun, then you take the option of maybe building your own, sourcing your own 3D printed gun. That's one option. It's kind of the same with the seed signer. If you don't have access to, if you're in a country and you can't buy a cold card, or if you're in a country you can't buy the passport, then yes, get the seed signer, build it yourself, and go from there. But to me, if you're like me and not very technical, wouldn't have much confidence in building your own hardware device, then you go with cold card or passport or Jade. Music duets. Good to see you. Do you think 0.17 Bitcoin is good for a 23-year-old? I think you're killing it with 17 million sats. But what I would say to that is just don't be complacent there. Don't think that 17 million sats is going to be good to go for the rest of your life. Just keep that, protect it, and slowly change your life in a way where you're going to start earning Bitcoin instead of fiat. And if you can do that, you're going to be an unstoppable force in the future. Bodhi says, holy crap, this is just what I need to hear. Hope molecule. Love it. Dovetails directly into my content. There you go. I thought that was worth sharing too, because as I said, I think we're all aware of that, but I love the hope molecules aspect of it. it changes your mind a little bit. And maybe if you're thinking about, coming home from work tonight, hitting the couch, taking a little snooze, eating some food and then going to bed, maybe add some hope molecules into your schedule today. And Bodhi also zapped 1,000 sats over in Zapstream for the hope molecules. And I see my Path to Fire there as well. So big shout out to Bodhi today. He's the highest zapper with 2,000 sats on the go. And we're slowly running out of time here, so I need to really tighten things up. Rick says it's shocking that the damage done by the hurricane isn't covered much in the news. Yeah. It is kind of crazy, and it's sickening to really think about. So again, big shout out to Letha. Big shout out to everybody in that area. And again, hopefully things improve there very soon. But, when you live in a fiat world with a government who hates you, instead of sending aid to your own citizens, your own country, you're signing weapons and you're deploying your military in different countries. So that's why we're here, to put an end to the bullshit. Oh, what was the last one I wanted to watch here? Well, we only got 7 minutes here, so this is kind of shitty. But I want to show this because I made a post last night. And I think that this is going to be applicable to anybody out there watching the show today. Some are more geared towards new Bitcoiners, some are geared towards veterans, but this is going to be advice for everybody. And I said last night on Nostr, I said, do I wish that I was in Bitcoin earlier in my life? Do I wish that instead of hearing about it in 2015 and writing it off as a scam, that I would have actually taken some time to learn about Bitcoin and see what's going on there underneath the hood? I said, yes, of course. Everybody does. Everybody wishes that they were in Bitcoin in 2013, 2014. You're not alone. But two things on that. And I think the first one, is reality, but I can't put any sort of measurement on it. But I think that the majority of people who did have Bitcoin at that time no longer have that Bitcoin. You think about how much has been lost. People lost their keys. It went down. They forgot about it. Their laptop ended up in the landfill. You had people taking early profits on it. Their investment they bought 100. It went to 200. They made 100% profit. They sold at $200. And the exchange is going down. There was Mt. Gox. There's been one here in Canada. There's been FTX. There's been a bunch that happened where people just straight up lost their Bitcoin. So I'm thinking, and a lot of people at that time didn't have the same conviction. There wasn't the network. There wasn't a whole lot of people talking about it. It was very difficult to buy and hold. So yeah, I mean, it's easy to wish you were there, but at the same time, just understand that the majority of people who were there don't have it anymore. The second one there, though, is that, just appreciate the fact, and that's why I called this episode today, Thank Your Lucky Stars. Appreciate the fact that you are here right now and you weren't born in 1908 or you weren't born in 2108. You're here at this moment for the greatest opportunity, I think, in our lifetime for sure, but possibly in the history of the world. I truly, truly believe that. And you can argue that if you want to. I don't care. So just be thankful, not have any regrets, but just be thankful that you're here now and do everything that you possibly can to seize that opportunity and take advantage of it. And the last part here, and I want to show this video. This is Eric Weiss talking about selling Bitcoin. And I think we're going to go into a little stretch here for the next year or two. As I said, there's going to be people who don't have the conviction over Bitcoin, don't understand it. And they're going to see their profits go from 100 to 200 or 50 to 100 to 200,000 this time. And they're going to sell. So let's listen to what Eric has to say here in terms of selling the Bitcoin.
So I bought my first Bitcoin in December of 2013, and it was up 100%, down 50%, bouncing all around. And I'm like, what the hell is this? There was none of the traction we have today. Literally nothing. It was just volatility, thinly traded kind of stuff. And so I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe my conviction was, off here. And very unfortunately, I sold my Bitcoin in Q1 of 2014. I'm sure I made some profit that I thought was great at the time. And I have been stacking pretty much since 2016. And I'm still not back to as much Bitcoin as I had back then. So the moral and the lesson in there, as we've heard from so many people who got in early, is don't sell your Bitcoin. It can be very hard to get it back. So I bought my first Bitcoin in December.
Moral of the story. Could you hear that? It was kind of quiet for me. I don't know. Anyways, he said the moral of the story is when you sell your Bitcoin, there's a good chance that you're never going to get it back. Just how things move. So great advice there from Eric. I was going to listen to a clip from Jack Mallers as well this morning, but unfortunately, we are out of time. We are out of time. I don't know. What do we do here? Well, we have to go. I don't have a choice. So let's wrap things up. Sorry, I actually wanted to have a longer show today, but that's life. So anyways, thanks very much everybody for being here today. As Noah says, hindsight is 2020, and I see Ahsoka over there. Good morning. Watching some red candles this morning. Yeah, well, good opportunity to get a few more sats instead of selling them. And I see that is who Bitcoin Buddha. So I zapped you for the Sailor post. I agree. I'm in now, and that's all that matters. Full steam ahead. Second cycle. All right. This is unfortunate. There's some great comments in here this morning, and unfortunately, we can't see them. So have yourselves a great day, everybody. Thank you once again for the sats. This felt like the fastest stream ever, and it was 42 minutes. But thank you for the sats. Make sure on the way out, zap if you want to. If you want to send some sats, support the channel, support Arnie, you can send them to that QR code there. Thanks to everybody who has been sending them in there. It's awesome. And make sure to press the like button on the way out. Charlie says, Jor Arnie 2024. I think it would be actually Arnie Jor. I think I would be his vice president there. So thanks once again. Click the like button on the way out if you're not a subscriber yet. I don't ask very often, but make sure you subscribe because we do want to grow this channel. We want to get in front of as many people as possible. Just like we're spreading the signs, the stickers, the channels, the message. It's important. This stuff is very important. And this is our one shot at it. If we screw this up, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So don't just sit there with your Bitcoin that you exchanged your fiat for. Don't just sit there and think that your life's going to be better one day because of that. Take actionable steps in your life every single day. Move out of that system. Try to get some new people into Bitcoin, add value to the world, and stack some Bitcoin. So anyways, it's 9 o'clock. My meeting starts right now. Have yourselves a great Tuesday, and we'll see you right back here first thing tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.